أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين، لا سيما بقية الله الحجة ابن الحسن فداه أرواح العالمين، مثل عن الدعم على أعدائنا بدل الآبدين والأبدين. هذا هواي ثقيل ترى، مو راح يطلع. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى أباه في هذا الساعة في كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقادا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكن أرضك طبعا تفتح طويلة. You were able to tell me it's not going to be more bitter than a philosophy. So, in jurisprudence, very related topic that scholars say preserving books that can astray people from the right path is haram. To have them is haram. حفظ واقتناء كتب الضلال. And that's a problem. So if I know that this book would astray people from the right path, all our scholars say that unless if you use it to debunk it for any reason, valid reason, you're not allowed to buy it, sell it, and etc. Why? Because this is fasad and corruption. Yeah, there was a woman, she asked Salman Rushdie, how should I write my book? And she was Muslim, so ex-Muslim. And then she became an atheist. She asked him, what should I write? What should I do? And he said, only bring misconceptions, even if they are weak. And just leave them, because some people would believe them. If somebody stays here in this alley and shouts that I'm God, you might be able to find some people believing in him. What is the prophet? Prophecies? Is it prophecies? They call a lady prophet prophecies?
Yes.
Yeah, one of my cousins said, I met a lady. I told her, okay, who are you? She said, I'm a prophetess. She might have some people believing in her as well. So, when people get astray from the right path that easy, we shouldn't pave the way for them to get astray from the right path. And thus, it is haram to actually keep kutub al-dalal, books that might have the potential to astray people from the right path. Okay, let's see and talk and discuss. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So what evidence they bring? وَيُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Because it's corruption and fasad. If you ruin people's creed and aqidah, that's corruption and fasad. If you even start to doubt, and some undoubtable topics. Okay, salat is wajib. Salat is not aqidah, salat is action. Who says salat? Yes, salat is wajib in general. Well, if I'm a philosopher, I can do that. Salat is wajib in general, but who says that you have to pray every day salat? So once a week is enough? And etc. So if somebody brings such ideas, his book, his ideas will be considered as corrupted ideas and ideology and books. And we are not allowed to keep those and preserve those books. So whatever might lead the community to get corrupted and astray from the right path should not be kept, taught, remembered of by heart, copied, read, and published. This is what scholars say. So I just translate it. كلما كان من شأنه الضلال والإضلال كتابة كان أو صحيفة أو غير ذلك يحرم بيعه وشراؤه وحفظه وتعليمه ونسخه ومطالعته وقراءته if there is no common base, or there is no valid base that we can keep it. So probably we can debunk it. Probably we can, understand what they say to protect our community and etc. As they say, you're not allowed to learn magic unless if you want to falsify a magic. إلا لإبطال السحر. Because magic is real. Black magic, as they say. So to be able to stop that, you need to know magic as well. So thus some scholars say, some people who can understand that and learn that, they are allowed to know it, but they are not allowed to use it. So what are kutub al-dhalal? Whatever can astray you from the right path. So such as, atheist books. Who is an atheist? An atheist person is somebody who tries to bring evidence either that he's right or tries to falsify monotheism's evidence. This is considered as atheist. So somebody who rejects Almighty God would be considered as zindiq in our narrations. Zindiq is somebody who tries to bring evidence, such as Ibn Abil Awja. So are we allowed? Okay, I'm going to read that to see what he says. We need to know, man. No, probably you don't need. So if somebody tells you that, okay, I wrote a book proving in that book that there is no morning and night, you're hallucinating. Would you read that book to find whether it's right or wrong? If somebody says yes, then I will tell him that my humble suggestion to you is to
consult the doctor.
See the doctor. Yeah, you need some tablets. Well, so if somebody says yes, I need to know whether there is God or not. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, and I'm bringing this verse not as a verse, but as a evidence. أَفِي اللَّهِ شَكٌّ فَاطِرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ يَدْعُوكُمْ لِيَغْفِرَ لَكُمْ. Is there any doubt in God who created and invented heavens and earth? While He's calling you to what? To forgive you, to show you His mercy. So why are you doubting? So if somebody says yes, يدعوكم ليعذبكم, I'm gonna doubt in that. Okay? Yes. But يدعوكم ليغفر لكم, He's calling you to help you. No, I'm gonna doubt in that. What do you mean you're gonna doubt? You're doubting in your luck. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَفِي اللَّهِ شَكٌّ. Is there any doubt in the one who created heavens and earth? And He's calling you to show you His mercy, to forgive you, to give you some relief. There is no doubt. Now I'm going to read to see whether there is a God or not. If you know, that's it. You don't need to doubt in your, in your knowledge. So, unless we can find a valid point to keep those books, we shouldn't. We're not allowed. This is the fatwa of our scholars. It's haram to keep those books. So somebody keeps al-ayat al-shaytaniyah for Salman Rushdie. Yes, I want to keep it. It's nice. I'm not sure if you've seen that lady goes to a bookshop and ask him about very sophisticated book about atoms. And she was a young lady. And he said, to be honest, sister, I didn't expect you to come and ask for such a book. It's a very deep book. She said, yes, I want that book. And he said, unfortunately, I don't have it, but I have a similar book to that. She said, no, I want that specific book. And he said, why? He said, because the color is red. I wanted to put it in the shelf. The coloring is beautiful. Then the coloring, you know? So I want to keep Kitab al-Ayat al-Shaytani because the coloring.
So it looks nice.
Yeah, because I want to have الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. I want to listen to everything, then follow. As my teacher, Allama Shaykh Baqir Alam al-Huda, used to interpret this verse. He says, they were not listening to everything. يتبعون القول يسمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. They used to listen to what was right, no الأقوال, single قول, but try to act the best in accordance to that guidance. Not يستمعون الأقوال, قول. But in action, they used to try the best to apply that law, that قول, that piece of knowledge in their lives. So some say, yes, I need to go and study. Study, I don't know, let's say some, I need to study magic. To understand. To understand what? To understand what? I'm not sure if you know about those who play with cups and tell you whether you're going to get a son or not. Or whether you're going to... Finjan, they would call it finjan. Ghawa. Yeah. Let's study that. What do you mean let's study that? That's a myth. That's a myth. And they tell you, you go, subhanAllah, when they see that you're religious, you go to Quran and you try to find the hair in Quran. That's very important. The hair, of course, if somebody reads Quran, some of his hair or her hair will fall in Quran. So what? This is not a, ilm al-ghayb. So اقتناء كتب الضلال is not allowed.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand that.
Of course. You're not allowed. So, and this is important, that we are not allowed to keep kutub al-dalal. And those who, so this is one of the topic, was mentioned by Ayatollah Sa'd al-Zawari and other scholars. The other furu'at, branches of this topic, and if the book can astray more people, it would be more haram to keep it. So as Imam Ali alayhi salam says, I don't fear for you of batil. I fear for you for the batil in the close of haqq, falsehood in the close of haqq. So if a book, yes, this is not that obvious, it's kitab batil, but it is kitab batil. It's more haram for you to keep it, to buy it, to read it. Well, they tell you, okay, yes, would you go and sit with a killer who killed millions of people? Okay, yes, I want to study his, personality. Would you do that if you fear for your life? No, you won't. So would you read a book that might kill and assassin your soul and your belief? Yes, I want to know. You want to know? Go and sit with that killer as well in one room. Would you be able to sleep with Saddam in a single room? I won't. I would rather die out of tiredness than fall asleep while Saddam is in the room, even if he's chained. And this is the wise action that you have to do, because you cannot trust this person. This is the problem. So, what I'm trying to say is if the kitab is more batil, can astray more people because it has haqq and batil, then you have to stay more away of that book. Such as Kutub Ibn Taymiyyah. And Ibn Taymiyyah came in a period that he stood up against Sufism. Ibn Taymiyyah is against Sufism. But he is the official representative of Iblis on the ground. His mentality, I mean. I'm not swearing at him. His mentality. What Iblis said, I'm not going to prostrate towards Adam, but I would rather pray for you. He says the same thing. So the official representative of Iblis is Iblis, not Shaitan, Iblis himself. The first one is His Honor, Janab ibn Taymiyyah. Okay? And he brings, subhanallah, nonsense, logic. Well, logic cannot be nonsense, but I'm trying to say that as if it is logic. So can somebody says that, I want to keep his books in my shelves. Are you muhaqqiq, researcher? Yes. But you're a normal guy. Why you want to keep that? For God's sake, why you need Sahih al-Bukhari? Well, Sahih al-Bukhari has some narrations about Ahl Bayt. Okay, there are books that gathered all narrations about Ahl Bayt and Haqq from Sunni book. So why you need to keep that book? Why you need to keep the book of Ibn Taymiyyah? Why you need to keep the book of, I don't know, some Sufis? I'm not going to mention any name because I don't have a problem with any person. Rather, I'm evaluating ideas. So if any of those books might affect me or affect my family or affect the broader community, then I will not be allowed to keep them. This is one of the topics. The other topic that I wanted to discuss today is bribing. Is bribing allowed or not? What is different that bribing in hukum and justice and bribing either the judge or anyone to drag the hukum to myself while it's batil. So for instance, to win this dispute, well, I don't have the haqq. This is the bribe, literally, that our scholars and narrations say it's haram. Let's see the narration. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, فَأَمَّا الرُّشَى يَا عَمَّارِ فِي الْأَحْكَامِ فَإِنَّ ذَلِكَ الْكُفْرِ بِاللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ وَبِرَسُولِهِ. Ahkam means verdicts. Bribing to get a verdict that can serve your, I don't know, agendas, is the bribe that is haram. سألته عن السحت قال الرشا في الأحكام أو في الحكم. Bribing and verdicts. And thus some scholars say that, okay, I go, listen, I bribe, I give money so they can do my job, paperwork. If I don't give this money, they won't do my job, do my paperwork. Am I allowed or not? Some say it's rusha, it's haram. Well, some scholars say this is not rusha. This is not bribing. Because bribe is only in verdict. The bribe that is haram, it's only in verdict. Yes, some of these actions might be considered as haram because it's against the law. That's something else. while scholars say we have to respect laws, or probably it will ruin the community, corrupt the community. So it's not because it's rishwa, it's because it's corrupting the community. That's something else. So yeah, so we're not saying that this is halal, but this is not a rusha that is haram. This is not bribing, haram bribing, if we consider that as bribing. And the hardest thing is, it's not only this is very important. So not only bribing what? Bribing the judge, so he delivers a verdict for that serves my benefits, serves my interest. But also it is haram to pay for a solicitor to teach me how should I defend myself to reach what? To reach what I want, while I know that I am wrong. For him, for the solicitor, it's haram to take the money. For me, it's haram to give him the money. And the money would stay as my money. That's the important thing. So if somebody bribes a qadi, it's haram, but the money stays as his money. So nobody is bribing now. Can you bribe a judge? No, but you can bribe a lawyer. And that's a problem. Even in a small offense. If you know that you're wrong, well, I'm giving him to help me.
But is that haram because it's bribing, or is it haram because...
Because it's bribing. Because that will affect what? The outcome of that, case.
But you're not bribing, you're paying the solicitor.
Yes, this considered as bribing. Because you're affecting. So anything that can affect the real hukum and make it false would be considered as bribing.
Okay.
So this is the new thing that I found in Kitab Ayatollah Sayyid Abdul Ali Sabzawari Muhammad al-Ahkam. And it has some logic behind it, to be honest. So why he says that paying people to teach you how to talk in the court, that would be considered as haram and bribe as well. So paying solicitors, paying lawyers, etc. So this is what he says. So, but what? Because that would affect the verdict. But probably, I would say this is not a bribe, because bribing is not affecting the whole case. It's giving some money to the judge to change the verdict to your benefit.
What if the case is...
But this is not, I'm saying it's haram, it's halal. So what he brought, not that person comes and defends you. That's something else. Only he teaches you what to say in the court is haram as well. Yes, I accept that it's haram. And the money you're paying for haram, جاء منه محض haram. But is that a bribe or not? Probably it's not a bribe. Rishwa, literally. But it's haram. Because rishwa is a very bad haram. It's a suht. And when I say it's suht, it's you own the money that you gave. But if we say it's haram, but it's not rishwa, so it's not up to that level of haram. And it's different. Yes, if I pay a solicitor not to teach me, but to come in the court and defend me and affect, that might be some types of rishwa. It's easier for us to say that's a rishwa. To change the hukum, not to teach me.
They're both haram.
Both is haram, but one of them is rishwa probably, one of them is not a rishwa.
So there's a degree of